This is, of course, your daily financial news. If you don't know, this is a daily show, 7 days a week, every day of the year. I attempt to do it at 7:30, except on Thursdays we usually do it at 7, because in addition to a daily financial show, I go ahead and interview multimillionaires 5 days a week and talk to them and see if we can't help you understand what's going on in the market, what's going on in their business, lessons learned, how they got started, all of that good stuff. This channel is here for you. If you have any interest or questions, please let us know. Leave comments below. In addition to a daily show interviewing multimillionaires, we do a live show on Saturdays at 8 a.m. that I always forget to mention. That is a 60-minute show, just questions and answers. In addition to all of that, we do a goals show on Sunday and, of course, hot takes. I share with you what's going on in our business. In the end, this show is for you. And for those of you asking about Jimbo, yep, sleeping right there. He got me up at 4 a.m. this morning, which I am actually thankful for. 4 a.m. is, I can deal with 4 a.m. I'm a morning person. I'm usually up by 5:15, 5:30. So 4 a.m. is not that bad. Where I'm going to go today is I'm going to start with the daily financial news, what is going on in the market. What we are going to do is then we'll talk about Gavin Newsom and what he is doing and what's going on with the recall election. I want to make this about what is going on in the market so I don't get distracted. I'm a little emotional, a little raw about the thieving, lying, and backstabbing that Gavin is doing. So we'll get to that at the end. First thing to talk about today is we got the Case-Shiller Index. And as I predicted on Saturday, this is lining up how I thought it would, and we've talked about it 6 months ago, maybe even 8 months ago. The Case-Shiller Index, as originally constructed, both the 10-city and the 20-city index, are going to soon age out. They were constructed in an environment where the urban vertical cities, the big cities, were winning. That was what was most important. However, what we've seen in the last year with work from home, the exodus of, I don't know what you want to call it, cold states to warm states, blue states to red states, whatever you want to call it, you will see that the suburb markets will appreciate more than the 20 and the 10. And as I said on Saturday and a few months before that, I think it's going to line up like this, and this is what happened. The national number will prove to be the highest. And the one that was just reported today was 9.5% nationally. Folks, if you're following one rental at a time, if you've bought the course and you're doing the work, congratulations. If you own a single family home, or heaven forbid 4 or 10 or more, you've had a pretty good year at 9.5%. If you're just starting now doing your homework, as I've predicted, supply is increasing. It's actually increasing earlier than I expected. At least in my market, and I've heard from others, listings are up. Now, they're still priced at stupid levels. But folks, listings have to go up first just so we can start to lower prices. So in the end, that needs to happen. What else is going on? So again, Case-Shiller nationally 9.5%. Again, next will be the 20-city. The 20-city was 9.1, and then the next one lower down was 8.8. That is the 10-city. That was actually reversed 5 years ago. The 10-city index used to be the highest, followed by the 20, followed by the nation. So again, these are things to watch for. Again, as real estate investors, as somebody watching the channel, this is important information. This is not the time to invest in San Francisco. Let the falling knife fall, figure out where it's going, figure out what assets get to distressed. Just not the time. Not the time in New York, not the time in Chicago. This is important stuff to protect ourselves. We need to go where the people are going, right? This is how you do things like this. So in addition to that, what else is going on is we are seeing what I call the Robinhood traders, the online app traders, kicking the butt out of a few hedge funds. There have been a few hedge funds that are majority short hedge funds. They look for companies that are in trouble and they short. These hedge funds have been short companies like GameStop, like Bed Bath and Beyond, like AMC Theaters. Frankly, all for good reasons. But lo and behold, these apps, Reddit, these individual mom and pop traders are frankly ganging up on these hedge funds and winning. Look at GameStop. You want to see some crazy numbers? GameStop's up 500% in 5 months. AMC is up 30%. Bed Bath and Beyond's up 40%. Short sellers just in January, 26 days, lost $91 billion. I don't know how this is going to end up, but I do have I'll call it a guess. These, I'll call them again Robinhood traders for lack of a better term. They're going to continue winning until one of these hedge funds have enough. What this short seller hedge fund is going to do is they're going to go, you know what? Instead of fighting them, Robinhood, they're going to switch sides of the table. They're going to eat the lunch of other short seller hedge funds. They're going to run up the price even higher than normal because they got deep pockets. That is unfortunately going to bring in the fear of missing out or FOMO traders who see the momentum. And then that hedge fund is going to go back to the other side of the table and they're going to eat twice. That's what's going to happen. Why fight them when you can go join them, accentuate the upside, and then get out and eat twice? I think that is what's going to happen. Another thing that went on yesterday is California out of nowhere, even though all our numbers are bad, suddenly opened up. Nobody saw it coming. All the numbers that have been talked about by Gavin and his we're open now. We can dine. We can go to the hair salons and gyms. We have to take some precautions, but we are open. I wonder if that's because the recall election is starting to get his attention. Also, lo and behold, Gavin's wrong again. He talked about California being in this huge budget shortfall, like $30-some billion. We have a $15 billion surplus. Wrong again. Not a nice guy. What else do I got? Oh, U.S. government is now looking to switch their entire vehicle fleet from gas to EV or electric cars. More specifically, U.S. electric cars. That is 650,000 cars. I looked for how to do it, like how long, like is it this year, next year, or whatnot? It's not out yet. I got to imagine it's kind of like in a 2 or 3 year period. But again, that's 650,000 cars. And oh, by the way, let's remember Tesla only did 500,000 last year. So this is market moving, in my opinion. J&J beat earnings. Remember, I think again, it was on Saturday. I talked about J&J, Johnson & Johnson being one of those companies I was looking at. Not so much for their earnings, but I wanted to see if they released their vaccine information. They're in a phase 3 trial with 45,000 people. Again, as I mentioned on Saturday, I grew up with J&J products both as a child and also raising mine, so I trust them. Lo and behold, they did not release data this morning, but they said it is coming soon. Soon was in quotes, so I'm going to guess sometime this week. I'm going to guess Friday. Didn't we have like 3 weeks in a row where Friday had all this vaccine information? So I'm going to guess Friday. Why not? People are starting to feel better about the world economy. The world economy is now estimated to grow at 5.5% for 2021. It is going to start slow and pick up steam, like you and I have been talking about for 3 months. The U.S. economy now is expected to post a 5.1% growth, again, starting slow, getting better. And then finally, Janet Yellen was confirmed as the Treasury Department head. And all I have to say about that is my experience watching Janet Yellen for better part of a decade, I believe, is she has never met a spending program she does not like. She, as an investor, somebody who is in real estate, watches cost of capital, I feel good about saying Janet's going to spend a lot of money. It's just going to happen. We got to be okay with that. I guess we don't have to be okay with it, but we have to understand what's going to happen. And the other thing to mention is I've said a couple of times I'm somebody that focuses on the consumer. So again, kind of demand pull inflation. Janet is a labor economist. Every economist I know kind of has their one metric that they follow that's like their gospel, and it's frankly a bad idea. The US economy, the world economy, consumers, there's endless amount of stuff going on, to watch one metric, but still every economist I know has one metric, myself included. So she's a labor economist. So expect her to focus on the unemployment rate. Expect her to focus on not 5 or 6% being full employment. I believe she's going to go for the 3.5% that we set as a generational low, which will probably have some significant impacts going forward. All right. For those of you that don't want to hear a rant about Gavin Newsom, the dictator, you can go ahead and sign off. I have a couple of things that I just have to get off my chest because I think Gavin Newsom is stealing from mom and pop. Stealing. So if you don't know, mom and pop real estate investors own the majority of rental homes or rental stock, right? The mom and pop investors in California typically own less than 10 and most own less than 5. Mom and pop real estate investors have suffered, some of them have suffered this year. And what Gavin has been the source of it. He shut down the economy, which hurt renters. Renters can't pay. Then he made it okay to do this and okay to do that, but not pay rent. And oh, by the way, Gavin Newsom has still wanted his property tax, every dollar of it. He didn't delay property taxes. I've had to pay my property taxes two times in this crisis. He has not waived that. Now that mom and pop investors are down tens of thousands of dollars, he's essentially taken out a gun. He has pointed it at mom and pop investors and said, hey, I know so-and-so owes you 20 grand. You can take 16 grand now if you write off the other 4, or we're going to kick in 4 grand so the tenant is current with our whoever created 25% variable, and you can't evict them to June 30th. So he is making the rules. He is changing the game. Mom and pop investors on average make 9 cents out of every dollar. So to ask them to take a 20% haircut is making sure they lose money. All at the same time where Gavin Newsom wants his money. And oh, by the way, as I said earlier, California has a $15 billion surplus. Well, if you take money from mom and pop, it's just sickening to me. Lo and behold, you must sign the Recall Gavin Newsom petition, whatever it's called. I'll try to find the link and post it in the show notes later after this renders. But on a good note, I think about a year ago, I mentioned there's a new investor that I think could be the next generation's Warren Buffett. His name is Chamath, and I can't say his last name, and I forget what it was. But again, it's Chamath. He is actually stepping up to run to be the California governor. This came out of nowhere, right? He runs, I think it's called Social Capital. He's done many SPACs. He's a great investor. Again, I have called him this generation's Warren Buffett. He is so disgusted by what is going on in California that he is stepping out and throwing his hat in the ring. So we must recall Gavin Newsom. We must have an election and see if Chamath can't get in. He's a businessman. You can go and look him up on YouTube. He has a level head. This, first and foremost, he's already put out his platform, at least an initial stake at his platform. These things are crazy, like left field crazy, never saw him coming, so pay attention. To be clear, I don't know how he's going to pay for him. That said, this is what he wants to do. He wants to lower California's state income tax to 0. 0. This number. Kind of like that. Gavin wants to raise the top end to 14.7. Chamath wants to lower it to 0. Next up, Chamath has identified teachers as an underpaid and underappreciated asset in the California system that we need to appreciate and reward. He wants to raise teacher salaries to $70,000. I actually don't know what they make today. I would have thought it was close to that. I have no idea. Second, he wants to make California the global center of tech and climate tech. Climate tech? Climate jobs. I'm making notes. Interesting. Again, I think if you kind of make California business friendly, you lower the state income tax, all those jobs that are going to Texas, Nashville, Florida, come back. You want to talk about some expensive California real estate, man. Woo, watch out. Second, he is talking about having school vouchers. Again, basically, kids can go where they want. No student loans. Again, folks, I have no idea how he's paying for this stuff. I'm just reading what's on his platform. And then finally, every child born in the state of California gets $2,000 at birth. Some kind of account gets created. So again, I don't know what all this means. Typically speaking, you lower one tax, you raise other. Maybe his platform, without saying it, is, hey, we will take income tax from 0, but we have to get rid of Prop 13. Maybe. Maybe it takes state income tax from 0, but we're going to take sales tax from 8.25 or whatever it is to 10. I don't know. But frankly, anybody but Gavin Newsom, liar, thief, dishonest, no morals, no character. Oh, he's horrible. He only likes to see himself talk on TV and look pretty. He's even too good to live in the California's governor mansion. Just a bad dude. In the end, that's what I got for you today. We, of course, have one of our multimillionaire interviews here at 8. Starts in about 12 minutes. And we may have a second one later in the day. I'm juggling schedules right now with some folks. So I want to wish you a happy, happy day. Have fun. I've already got my workout in. Drank half a gallon of water for the 75 hard challenge. Something that has really changed my life and made every day better is the first thing I do when I wake up after taking care of Jimbo is I read. That little twist, man, has been huge for me because I used to start reading information for this show right away. And we had a couple of 90 days where most of the business news was just horrible, tragic, toxic, disgusting, and it was starting to wormhole into my ear. Now I have the shield of reading 10 to 20 pages just to feel better, feel happier. I am a huge fan of the 75 hard challenge. If you want to just feel better, give it a go. Take care, everybody. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. Bye-bye.